Hello everyone. I am super excited. Today I'm going to be playing with some of the new Simon Hurley, and I'm going to be playing with this stamp foam block. It's his new one, heart with a little heart shape, and I'm going to keep it together. I want to get the bottom of this basket stamped onto a card front. So the first thing I need to do is I need to heat it up, and I need to get it nice and hot, and this will just make it super pliable so that I can get a really nice deep etch of my texture that I want, which is the bottom of this wicker basket. And in the basket I have adhesive and things like that, so I'm just getting that nice and warm. My fingerprint is starting to definitely take imprint on it, so I know that it is ready to be stamped on and turn into a stamp. So this is what I'm doing first here, like this. Nice and hot now. I'm gonna take my basket, smash it down on top of this, like that. Sorry, I know that this probably isn't very fun for you watching it so close. All right, let's see. Voila, there's some nice texture in this basket from that. And then I can actually pull it apart like so and create two different cards. One with just this and do the sentiment on the inside, or use this as the base. And it's really easy to do. All you have to do is pick your color. I'm gonna use my Simon Hurley Stark White paper. I created some bases out of that right here. I just took the paper, cut it down into four, basically, what is this? A rectangle? I can talk. And so when you have the paper, it's 8.5 by 11. So you just cut it down one side, cut it down the other, and then it'll give you this. So anyway, that's what I did. And then I'm just gonna take my new stamp, and I wanna just line it up in the center like that. So I think the color that I wanna use is going to be Love Struck. This is a new color he has out. And so I'm just gonna load this up. Like, I can load it up, or I can use my blending brush to get it nice and loaded up. But usually if you just do that, you're gonna get some fun color on there. You can even use your blending brush and blend different colors through. I'm going to take a little bit of water and just mist it to give it kind of a fun watercolor look. And then I'm going to take my paper and I'm just going to pop it on right about there, like so. Give it a nice stamp. Since this is foam, I don't need anything below it. And voila, now I have a really cool heart that's I can put a sentiment on and ready to rock and roll, right? So I'm gonna add the sentiment later. I just wanna give you some ideas on how to use this. So another way that you can use this foam is with your stencil. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna clean it. You wanna just make sure that you wipe it down. Doesn't really matter if it stains or not, because as long as you just get the majority of the water off, you know, the ink off. I can't even talk, I'm so excited. The ink off, you're good to go. So I'm just gonna wipe it down, and the whole thing again. So we're gonna heat it up one more time. This time I'm gonna pop it into his new stencil, which is the tiny hearts, this one, and we're gonna get a reverse image on this. So I'm just gonna pop this back in here like so, and we're gonna heat it up. And I know that it's nice and hot and ready when that image that I first pressed in is no longer there. It's a smooth surface. This is a really great medium, or I should say tool, because you can use it time and time again. over and over and over again. It's reusable, but if you want to keep that image for a while, you can definitely do that. You can keep it around as long as you want to until you reheat it, and then it just smooths right back out. How cool is that? I just love this little technique. I love this stamping block. It's so fun. All right, so that looks like that is about ready. So I'm gonna take and put that over here because I'm gonna press it into it, right? Making sure I have all of this just nice and hot and ready, but it's not so hot that you burn yourself, which is nice. Then I'm just taking that over and I am lining it up, and I'm just gonna give it a really nice press here. Really smoosh it in there and pick up all of those images, all the little hearts. And I'm gonna get a reverse as if I were to stencil it. So let's see here, how are we doing? And then voila, look at all of those hearts. So for this one, I'm gonna create 2 cards. So I'm going to use my base right here with this, line it up on the edge and do a stamp like that. And I am actually going to take, I think, let's do Crown Me and also some Prom Queen and my lovely little, these little guys right here, foam domes. And I'm just going to blend this in all around like so. And then I'm gonna take Crown Me. I'm gonna blend that in too. If you're interested in anything I'm using, I do have that all listed for you down below. So just make sure you check it out. You just have to enter in, just hit that little arrow in the description box and it'll all pop out for you, so you can find all this good stuff. And then I'll also have listed for you the Ranger store if you just want to get it directly from them and browse around, because they have really fun stuff there too. So look how pretty that is coming along. I love the shadowing on that. And again, I want to go over one more time with my Prom Queen around the edges like so. How fun is this? Just love it. And then I'm gonna take, and I'm just gonna mist it with some water. Like that, just to get it nice and activated. Then I'm gonna put it onto my card front, making sure that I line up the edges like so. There we go. Voila, now I have a really beautiful watercolory type background from this. And I'm going to do something similar with this one. I'm just gonna take again and blend through on this. I'm gonna do 1/2 of this heart, that pretty Prom Queen. And then I'm gonna do the other half, the Crown Me. Like that, just right there. Quick mist, maybe a little more than just a mist. And then I'm gonna take my card base once again right here. This time I'm gonna do a couple different stamps. So I'm gonna start it off there first. Do that one, and then I'm actually going to remist it, and I'm going to do it right down here like so, and then I'm going to do one right in the center, And this one's gonna give them like a little bit of that extra ink. You know how there's like some lines in it from the edges and stuff that might be popping through too. And so I'll do this one right about there. And now we have this super fun card base ready to go that we can go ahead and have some fun creating on. I want to kind of re-stamp that center one a little bit, so I'm actually going to go over that center one that I just did with purple. This is just kind of an impromptu thing. So let me just take this and wipe it up. And instead of hitting it one time with the water, I'm just going to stamp it directly on so you can kind of get an idea of what that looks like. And I'm just going over with the Crown Me, all right? There's that. Then let's go ahead and just go over it with the Crown Me. We can line it up fairly easy. It's going to lay beautifully on that color because these colors do complement one another. And then voila. So now I have a little bit more definition in the center and I am ready to do my card creating on this. All right, if you are interested in these foam blocks, I highly suggest that you check them out because this is such a really, really great product to use. It's reusable. You can stamp any texture or image. You can pick it up and stamp it, and it just makes the best fun, unique cards and paper crafting that you can possibly think of. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. I am Beth's Golden, and I'd love to interact with you guys. If you're interested in paper crafting and seeing more ideas on how to use old and new products like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and join me whenever I have a new video coming out. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure you check out all the supplies I have listed down below in the description box. Until next time, I'm Beth's Golden. Happy crafting. Hello, hello. All right, today I want to play with the new Lunar paste by Simon Hurley. These are his two new colors. It's Triple Berry and Prom Queen, and I'm going to do just a stencil technique with this. And I want to compare it with the ink colors that he has. His Lunar paste is amazing. It matches almost perfectly, if not perfectly, I should say. I say almost because I haven't tried this out yet. We're going to explore this together. It matches perfectly the other ones with his colors. So he already has out a Later Gator, a Slippery When Wet, the Clear Skies, Bee Sting, and Traffic Cone. So he added these two colors to his line, and I cannot wait to get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a card as I experiment with this, just to see where, you know, where we're at and how it works. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop down some Prom Queen first, and kind of get it going. Oh, got a little bit of wet. That's okay. We'll make it work. Just gonna swirl it in like so. And I'm using his Stark White cardstock because it really makes the colors pop nicely. Then I'm gonna do Triple Berry, which is a lovely type burgundy. This one. Like so. Get that all blended through. I'm going to go back over it again up here with Prom Queen. Alrighty. I'm really going for like a vibrant, lovely color here. A vibrant blend, I should say. All right, so from here, I'm gonna take, and I'm actually going to mist it with some water, lift the water with a paper towel, because it is water reactive, and when you lift it, you actually will lift some of that color up. I could leave it like this, let it interact and dry it, but I like to go through and just kind of pop it up like that, and then I can go and actually hit it with a heat gun. So I'm going to do that off screen so I don't bore you to death. It's dry, and look how pretty that is. I mean, it's pretty on its own, but I'm going to go ahead, pop on this tiny little heart stencil. You could hit it with some pixie spray just to make it adhere, but I'm actually going to use some mint tape just to hold it down. So what I do is I turn it over like that, and then I put the tape down like that. And what this does is it holds it in place while not taking away from the stencils that I am trying to, the design of the stencils I'm trying to lay down. There's that. And there's that. So now I can flip it over. And I'm gonna kind of do this in a random order. So I want to put the Prom Queen up on this side and then do the Triple Berry down on that side because that's the color that I have there. So here we go. So pretty. And I'm gonna go off. I'm pushing it off of my page just because I personally like how it looks when it goes off the page. I think it just looks pleasing to the eye. And that's that. Okay, and now I'm going to use the Triple Berry down in this corner. Then we will remove the stencil and just see what we have. And I'll show you another technique that you can use with this Lunar paste. All right, so I'm just picking up that much. And then again, I'm just going to go, ooh, this is such a beautiful color. Wowzers. Oop. Oopsie, that's okay. Did you see what I did there? Hey, with me, you get what you get. I'm going to show you everything, the good, the bad, the accidents, because it helps you know what to do and what not to do. And it also gives you confidence when you know that it's normal to have oopses in art. Most of my art is honestly created from oopses. All right, so I think I'm really liking how that is laying out. Now you do want to go ahead and wash this off pretty quick because it will ruin your stencil. So I'm going to get that washed, but look at that. That is such a beautiful match. Look how pretty that is. Really went well through the stencil too. I love this. My favorite, I'm not gonna lie, Triple Berry is just so pretty. Wow. I like the Triple Berry Lunar paste a lot. This is gorgeous too. It's just so pretty. I can't wait to create a card on this. All right, so I'm gonna go rinse this, come back and show you what else you can do with this paste. I'm gonna take my heart here and I'm gonna take some of my Lunar paste in the Prom Queen and just spread it all over the place on here like this. Then I'm gonna wipe off the excess on it, get the edges. Like that. All right, so you can totally stamp with your Lunar paste. I'm gonna add in a little bit of texture, just like that, right? Just making it kind of interesting. And then going to take it and I'm going to stamp it on my card base. Again, I'm using Simon Hurley white start card base. I'm just going to stamp it right about there. And look at that. Now I have a really cool heart with all that texture that I put in there. That's so awesome. And I use my stamp foam. So you can definitely stamp with it. Another thing that you can do is you can actually paint with it too. So if I wanted to, I could just take, actually, since that's wet, I'm just gonna do it that way. You guys, we're just gonna go with it, okay? I can just take this and let me just put a little bit of this on a background right here. So I'm gonna get another one of these out. I'm just gonna use this as my paint palette because I don't wanna let it go to waste, right? I always say, try to get as much use out of your product as you can. And I'm just gonna pick it up and then you can just do a wash over a background, just like that. Just do a wash. And it turns out like really sparkly, or you can take and like flick it, you know, use the splat brush by Tim Holtz and flick it. And then let's see if I got any more on here. It's so sparkly and pretty. It's just so much fun to see how I'm just picking it up with my brush and I'm painting it. Sorry, I have people home. All right, and then what we can do to actually top this off is I can take my Lunar again. All right, I'm gonna do the Lunar paint again. This time I'm gonna use the Triple Berry and I'm just gonna stamp with it one more time. This time, I want to pick up some of these tiny little hearts. So I am going to heat this up. You got to heat it up to get it pliable, okay? Heat it up. I don't even know if this is gonna work. I'm totally just experimenting and having fun right now. But hopefully you get some different ideas, because I think it's important to really get your products to work for you for a long time. Like, I want you to be able to use a lot with it. Don't just use one thing one way. Like, find every single possible way that you can use something and use it. Okay, so now I have my hearts on there. So I'm gonna take this again. I'll just pick some up with my brush and paint that on there like that. Boom, boom, boom. I'm not gonna use any water this time, but I am gonna make sure that I have all of it nice and covered, like so. All right, and now I'm gonna take this once again and just pop it right down in the center right here, and let's see what we get. Will it pick up all of that little stencil image? I don't know. Let's see what we get. It did. So there you go. That's super cool. So that's just another way you can use it. You can also take and put it in a water brush with water and then just put a little bit of your Lunar paste to create a really pretty sparkly type paint, like a watercolor paint. So it does texture, you can paint, you can stamp, just throw water on it. Just so cool. So much stuff you can do with this. It's a really, really great medium. I will have everything listed for you down below. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you would like to see anything, any of the products I'm using, I do have them listed in my supply list. You just have to click on that description box, extend it out, and it'll be there for you. Until next time, I'm Bets Golden. Happy crafting.